then. England have made a pretty good start to the Test match. Alec, how important was it, do you think, to bounce back from the embarrassment of the first Test?
Yeah, it's very important. So when you've had a disappointing innings being bowled out with 51, it's vital that you get back on the horse and start showing your true qualities, and that's exactly what Andrew Strauss and the team did on day one.
And it was obviously important for Andrew Strauss in a new role as skipper to go and get some runs himself.
Yeah, it is. I mean, don't overplay the role. I mean, the fact is that whether you're a player or a captain, you've still got to perform. I always said as a captain, first and foremost, you've got to make sure that your own game is in order. And the way Strauss played yesterday showed that obviously there's been no hangover from Jamaica.
And what kind of total do you reckon England will be looking to get on this wicket?
The start you've had, you want to be looking at 500 plus. To be honest, it looks at the moment a pretty flat pitch. So say you have something called scoreboard pressure. So 500 minimum, forcing the West Indies to have to get the 300 before the follow-on's been avoided. And that obviously can play a part in the way both sides go about their game. But to say 500 minimum.
And in terms of looking at the men who've given England a good start, O.A. Shah in for this Test match, do you think this was an overdue appointment or an overdue change?
Not necessarily, because I say the players in possession of the places have been good players. They've got track records to say that. But when you've had a hiccup that you had in Jamaica, then one way is to make changes. Now, they've left out Ian Bell, who I believe will bounce back. Given O.A. Shah a chance, he's done very well for Middlesex. Through weight of runs, he's earned the right to play. And he'll have been pretty happy with that 50-odd yesterday until he ran himself.
And also Graham Swan obviously coming into the team as well. Do you think Monty Panesar's a little bit unlucky to get left out?
Yeah, whether it was to strengthen the batting on what they thought may have been an interesting pitch, I don't know. But listen, Panesar is the best left-arm spinner in England. He's still learning his trade. He's been around now for a length of time, so he's just going to make just another stride forward as much as anything. But knowing Graham Swan as I do, he'll be desperate to grab his chance. We saw glimpses of what he's capable of doing in India before Christmas, and he'll be wanting more of the same in the Caribbean.
And in terms of just going back to Andrew Strauss for a second, you're a man who's combined a lot of roles, obviously a batsman and a keeper, and also a keeper and a captain. How difficult is it to juggle all the different responsibilities that Andrew Strauss has got on his shoulders at the moment?
It takes up more of your time captaining than when you're just a player. But it's very important that you're able just to sort of segment out when you're batting and when you're captaining. And I always say when you're batting, all you're worried about and concentrating on is a ball coming down the pitch at you. So there isn't a lot when you're actually out there batting that's going to affect the way you play. But as captain, I promise you feel success and failure that little bit more because you are responsible for the overall way the side does perform.
Absolutely. And talking of success, England have had a lot of success against the West Indies in recent years. They seem a hell of a lot stronger side now. What do you think is different in that West Indies lineup that makes them a much more difficult task to play against?
Well, they've been down in the dumps for a number of years. Haven't been the best side in the world for a really good 15, almost 20 years. They were then on a pretty rapid decline. But Chris Gayle has come as captain. Now he's a pretty flamboyant player himself. He also seems to have, along with John Dyson, the West Indies coach, brought a bit of discipline as well, both to the individuals and to the way the team plays. And I think that showed in the way they bowled, certainly in the demise of England in that second innings in Jamaica. But what they've got to do, they've got to maintain it. There's no point just being good for one game. You've got to make sure you have a strategy and to take that forward, not just in this series, but series going forward.
And in terms of looking at this series as a whole, can England bounce back and win the series?
Yeah, I expect England to win the series. I said that before the first Test match. I expected England to win it by 2 Test matches. And my prediction, I still haven't changed, to be honest. But obviously, I didn't expect England to be bowled out with 51.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Alex. That's brilliant.